Hello kids, how are you? I hope you all are doing good this day. Okay, I believe that all of you have watched your first video, the introduction video for the subject, right? Did you all understand what I was trying to teach you all that day? Do you remember what all we have learned? Yes, we saw certain pictures which were talking about different kinds of mountains, and we even got to know about the author of the lesson, Joanna Louis Spyri, who was from Switzerland and who wrote the book, The Story of Heidi. And we are going to learn one small story from that book. Okay, and I hope you all remember the introduction of the lesson, that is, a girl who was named as Heidi who met her grandfather, okay, in the mountain Alps on top of the hill where her grandfather lived. Okay, now in this lesson that we are going to do today, okay, we are going to learn about how Heidi has spent one day out with the goats. Okay, she came to this new place and she was very much excited, to know, to explore the place, to see where this, what is here, what is there, what is there everywhere. She wanted to know so much about that place. Okay, and before we start, I want you all to take out your textbook and be ready with your textbook. Okay, and keep a pencil in hand so that you can use it to underline the words or to circle something or underline the words that you don't understand. Okay, now let's begin our lesson. Let's read the lesson and see what's happening in the lesson. Okay, look at the first picture. Heidi is still sleeping. Okay, the lesson starts like this. Heidi was awakened early in the morning by a loud whistle. Do you know what is a whistle? Okay, the sound that is made by a whistle that is so tiny and small. Usually, this is used by security guards or our PET teachers. Okay, they blow the whistle. Okay, now Heidi was awakened by a loud whistle sound early in the morning. Then, jumping out of her bed, she put on her things and ran outside. Immediately, she woke up. And you know what she did? She wore her clothes and she came running outside the house. Okay, children, while reading this lesson, look at the words which are in blue color. Morning, outside. Okay, for these words, you need to write your opposites. Now let's see what happened next. Peter, the goat herd, was already there with his flock, waiting for Swanley and Barley. Okay, here we see that Peter was a goat herd. That means a person who takes care of the goat, who takes them for grazing grass or eating grass up in the pasture that is there in Alps mountains. Okay, this is the first day for Heidi, and Heidi is very excited to go to the mountains along with Peter. So when she heard the sound of the whistle, she immediately woke up and she jumped out of her bed, put on all her things and ran outside, because who came? Peter, the goat herd, came to take the goats to the pasture up in the mountain. Now, Heidi's grandfather was bringing them to join the other goats. Do you want to go with him to the pasture? Grandfather asked. Now, Heidi was looking out of that small tiny window at Peter and the goats which came out. Okay, then she came down running, and immediately grandfather, who was sending those goats along with Peter and Heidi, was asking Heidi, Heidi, do you want to go to the pasture with Peter? Then immediately Heidi was like, yes, I am ready to go. Look at the way she's running. Okay, yes, cried Heidi, clapping her hands. Okay, she was so happy to go with her Peter to the mountain top where there are big pastures for the goats. Okay, now she was all happy and ready. They started merrily up the Alp. Heidi was with wild joy and far from side to side. Okay, here you look at the picture. Okay, Peter is somewhere in the back and Heidi is running along with the goats up the mountain. She didn't know anything. She doesn't know anything. This is the first time she's going up the mountains. First time she's climbing Alps, but still she's filled with joy, filled with lot of joy and happiness. More happy, more merry and glad. Okay, she ran from this side to that side, from one side to another. She's not walking straight. She's just running and running, running and running, and she outran Peter and went before Peter. And what did she see there? There she saw big patches of fine primroses. Primroses are a kind of flowers. Okay? And in one spot, blue gelatin sparkled in the grass. Everywhere the golden rock roses were nodding at her. Mm, such a beautiful sight, right? She saw so many different kinds of flowers. Few primroses which were in pink color, few blue colored gelatins, few rock roses which were in golden color. Different kinds of flowers filled with, the complete place was filled with those flowers, and she was very much excited looking at them, and she was ready to, just go and play with them, pluck them, and run. Look at the picture. See how Heidi and Peter are playing among the flowers. Heidi was so excited to be in this place. If you were given a chance to be in a place where there are so many flowers, there the place is completely filled with different kinds of flower patches and all, how do you feel? Very excited and happy, right? Even Heidi was in the same way. In one place, she saw so many different kinds of flowers, and she was filled with joy. Her excitement was so much that she started, picking all the flowers and, putting it in the cloth that she had, and she was so excited to just run among the flowers, leaving everybody behind, because she didn't want to care about anybody. All she was seeing was all the flowers which were in front of her, different kinds of flowers, beautifully looking at her, smiling at her, and nodding their heads at her. Heidi was so happy to be at her grandfather's place. Now, who is Heidi? These questions, as we've learned from the last lesson and now. Heidi is a small girl, right? Who came to live with her grandfather in the Alps. Very good. Now, who is Peter? Right. Peter is a goat herd. That means a boy who takes care of the goats. Who was staying with the grandfather? Heidi, right. Heidi was staying with her grandfather. What were nodding at her? Golden rock roses were nodding at her. Who is her here? It is Heidi. Very good. Now, how did Heidi wake up in the morning? I showed you in the first slide. She heard the sound of the whistle, and she woke up suddenly with lot of happiness, and she wore her clothes, she got ready and came running out of the house. That is how Heidi woke up. Okay, now these are the words that I want you to learn. The meanings that I already gave from the last class, I hope you have learned. These are the words that you will learn in this. Okay, now look at the homework here. Read page number 1 from textbook. Learn new words, that is flock, pasture, merrily, and nodding. And I gave you 5 words to write your opposites, that is morning, outside, start, big, cry. 5 simple words, and I believe that you can definitely write your words. Okay? Okay, kids. I hope you all understood what all we have seen in the lesson. Okay, now Heidi went out to go with the goats. She was very much excited. Peter came, and grandfather, gave the 2 goats along with her to send them to the mountains. What are the name of the 2 goats? Swahili and Barley. Right, they were the 2 goats that went along with Peter and Heidi to the mountains, to the pastures. Right. Now, I gave you a few words in different colors. Okay. One would be your meanings, which we have already learned. And the other one would be the opposites. What I want you to do is, I gave at the end of the lesson, write down the opposites for those words in your RB book and learn it. Learn your meanings. Read the passage, that is this 1 page. And I want you all to write opposites for the given words. Okay, that would be your homework for this video. Okay, I hope you will all do it. One more thing, please don't post anything in the group. Okay, with regard to your homework, let it be with you. Write your homeworks in your RB books and keep it with you. You can give it to us when we meet at school when the school reopens. Okay, thank you. God bless you. Have a blessed day.